This pandemic has been an interesting experience for everyone, but one thing that became especially apparent to me is the importance of learning and keeping your brain active. What's up, everybody? I am Jaspreet Singh from theMinorityMindset.com and welcome to the Minority Mindset. Our Minority Mindset team has been working from home since this pandemic started, and we're going to continue working from home for I don't know how long until this virus kind of goes away. It was really cool at first. I think everybody was kind of like, wow, I finally had the opportunity to work from home because now I don't have to drive to the office or do all that administrative stuff. I could just wake up, brush my teeth, and start working. I love what I do, okay? I'm very blessed to say that I actually really enjoy working. Like when I have free time, I work because I enjoy it. So I don't mind waking up early to work or working late or working on weekends. That's normal to me. But what became kind of a challenge was how do I manage my routine and stay creative when I'm just at home all day? Because before I would wake up, do some cardio, then get ready, go to the office, work, and then I would either go to the gym or take a boxing class, come home, and then do more work. So I was out and about doing things, and this would help my creative juices flow. When I started working from home, it was a little bit different because the only place I would really go is from my bed to the bathroom to my desk, and then work, and then I would do home workouts. Like I found some things that I could do on YouTube, but it wasn't the same as going to the gym. So most of my time was just in the home. Now, I don't know if I'm the only one that felt this, but just sitting at home and in one place kind of felt like I had this mental block because I wasn't able to go out and kind of just see new things. I was just stuck. I know I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I like to think of myself as an intellectual because I love learning, I love intellectual conversations, and I love exercising my mind. If you are a gym rat, you can probably relate. Like if I don't go to the gym or work out for a few days in a row, then my body doesn't feel normal. I feel fat, I just don't feel like I'm working properly. It just doesn't work. I can't sleep properly. I don't feel normal when I don't work out. Mentally, I think everybody goes through the same thing because if you're not exercising your mind and thinking and learning, then your mind gets lazy and fat and you're not able to think creatively. That's what I felt was happening, especially during the beginning of these lockdowns and this pandemic, because I just kind of felt like I was stuck and I wasn't able to really go out and really expand or think or learn the way I was before. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll start working out more because I really like working out and working out always helps me feel better. So I started working out more, but I don't have a ton of workout equipment at home. So I started going on walks. And to put this in perspective, this is like March and April, and I live in a northern state where we get snow and cold winters. So it was cold and I would still go on these walks. I love walking, but I would never go on walks just to go on walks. If I wanted to go on a walk, I would go on a run, and the only time I would go on a walk was if I was visiting a new city or if I had a reason to actually go walking, like going somewhere. But during this lockdown, I decided to go on a walk just to go on a walk. And at first I would call up my friends and family just to catch up with them. But then I was like, I have some old audiobooks on my Audible app that I haven't finished listening to, so I started listening to those. For some reason, I comprehend things way better when I listen to it than when I just read it in a book. I don't know why, it's just something that has always been the case for me. Like even before smartphones, I would go and get audio CDs, like audiobooks in a CD form. I used to get these from Amazon or the library, and I would just keep these in my car and pop the CDs into my car as I was driving to college to listen to these books. Just listening to audiobooks and walking just kind of it's hard to explain, but it set my mind free. I just felt so much relief because I would just start walking miles and miles and not even realize it. I'd just be listening to this audiobook and my mind would just be everywhere, it would just open up. I'm a nerd, so as soon as I started to do this, I was telling all my friends because I was like, yo, you gotta try this. Go on a walk and just listen to audiobooks and you won't believe how good you'll feel. And a lot of my friends thought I was weird, but that's nothing new. But I made this a part of my regular routine. I would wake up, I still do this, I wake up every morning before the sun rises now, and I walk for 5 to 5.5 miles every morning, and I just listen to audiobooks. I start my day kind of with this mind exercise, and it's a good physical exercise, walking all that much, but it's just mentally relieving where you just think and you just walk, and then after that, I start my day. I never read books when I was a kid. I hated reading. English was my second language. I wasn't even good at reading, so I was never interested in English as a class, and I was never interested in reading. But then when I went to college, I read my first book cover to cover. It was a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. That was the first time I ever read a book for fun cover to cover. And after that, I started reading like I can't even count how many number of business books and self-development books and investing books, and I just started reading these books. But after years of reading these books and after reading countless of these books, I felt like I kind of graduated from these type of books, and I was like, okay, I need something different. In 2019, I read a book called Principles by Ray Dalio, which was very different because now it wasn't just like a business book or a self-development book. It was a book more about the life of Ray Dalio, who is one of the founders of one of the most successful hedge funds in history. After I read that book, the internet gods somehow presented me with the recommendation to listen to Elon Musk's biography. And if you have not read it, it's an amazing book. It's definitely something I would recommend you read. But after I read that, I was like, holy cow. I love biographies and I need to get more of these. When I get into something, I get obsessive. I don't really care about being reasonable. I go all in, whether it be fitness or sports or business or biographies. In a matter of weeks, I read about 10 books. I started with Elon Musk, then I got into Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, Phil Knight, Winston Churchill, Sam Walton, and a bunch of other ones. And now I felt like my mind was finally coming back because every time I would do this, I'd just be walking and my mind would be racing. I don't know how to describe it, but I felt like I was almost like with these people. Like I felt like I was with Steve Jobs as a child, hearing his childhood story, hearing how he developed, and I'm learning from this and thinking, wow, how can I apply what he did to what I'm doing? As some kind of like behind the scenes information, we are doing like a full Minority Mindset brand renovation. You'll see more about this in 2020, but now I'm just walking, listening to these books, and my mind is moving so much faster, just learning and thinking and just hearing new things. That's when I was like, okay, I'm learning a lot of this kind of like general broad information, and my mind is thinking really big, but I also need to learn some narrow kind of information about branding and things like that. So I started taking classes on Skillshare, who is also the sponsor of this video. Skillshare is an online platform of creative people who do not want to stop learning. They have classes on almost any topic you can think of. Branding, marketing, web development, film, calligraphy, art, acting. If you can think of it, they probably have a class on it. Like I was talking about how we are redesigning our website and our brand, and so I took a class on color therapy where it's all about the psychology of color. They have classes that will take you as deep or as broad as you want. If you're in a phase where you're unsure what's next in life or how to progress more, they have creativity challenges and productivity ideas that you can use to help you with that. They're always launching new classes, and you can enroll and take as many classes as you want for less than $10 a month with an annual membership. And the best part of all is that Skillshare is giving Minority Mindset fans 2 free months of their premium plan when you use our link in the description below. But that offer is only available for the first 1,000 people who use that offer. Albert Einstein had a famous saying that once you stop learning, you start dying. Being able to learn and exercise your mind is more than just so you can make more money. It's so you can live a good life and so we can live in a good and healthy society. And this is more important now than ever. We're living in a time where if you disagree with me, I don't want to talk to you or debate with you or learn from you. I just want to fight you. Just scroll through Facebook. There's no such thing as debating or talking about politics or debating or talking about healthcare or debating or talking about how to end injustice. It's about arguing and fighting. I'm an entrepreneur, so I look at a lot of things like, okay, how could we fix this problem if it was a business? Because in a business, when there's something wrong, you have to collaborate. What went wrong? Who was in charge of it? And how can we work together with all the different pieces of a business to fix this problem? Now, obviously, in life and society, there are exceptions to this rule. You do not collaborate with tyrants like Hitler. But if we're talking about how to build and advance a society, an open mind and the willingness to learn are like the foundational building blocks to do that. If you go into a discussion with a closed mind, you're not going anywhere. And the only way you can open up your mind and think bigger is if you start learning. I grew up in kind of like a traditional Indian household, and I grew up believing and thinking that the only way I could become successful was by studying hard in school and by becoming a doctor. People would ask me since I was a kid, what do I want to be when I grow up? And I would always tell them, doctor. And from the age of like 1 until 18, 19, 20, I always had the same answer. But it wasn't until I started expanding my mind that I realized that I was doing this for all the wrong reasons. I didn't really have mentors or people per se that I could just go to and talk to about this. All of my friends were in the same boat as me because we all grew up in similar households. That's when I started reading books because it gave me access to a whole new world of information that they didn't even know existed. Your mind is very powerful, but it can only be powerful if you give it that opportunity to learn and grow and think bigger. You don't know what you don't know, and that's why I like to keep learning things from people that have done things that I haven't. I might not be able to access a particular person, but I can access all the information I want through the internet and through books if I just go out and look for it. I know this is a tough time for everybody. I mean, financially, health-wise, with this whole pandemic going on, everything is just, it's tough. That's why I wanted to make this video kind of like as a reminder and some reassurance that, yeah, you know, although we might be stuck at home, that doesn't mean that we should let our minds settle. Like, there are still ways for us to keep growing, especially as minority mindset thinkers. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, share it with one friend. That way we can help spread the word. If you want to learn more about how to create a smart financial plan for your money, I already made a video on it, and you can watch this video on YouTube by clicking this button right over here. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.